What's up? My name's Elias. I don't really know what is happening right now, but I know it's been going on all day. I don't know what started it, but my family went out grocery shopping this morning and they haven't been back all day. All those sounds that you hear that are coming from outside have been going on for the past 10, 11 hours. I'm not sure what started it all, but going outside is probably not the safest thing. I haven't been able to get a hold of anyone. The house still has electricity, but phones are down, television networks are not working, and something just isn't right. All I'm doing right now is sitting tight and hoping that everything starts to calm down. Maybe later I can go out and look for the family, maybe try to get a hold of someone and try to make sense out of everything. At least that's what I'm trying to tell myself. Damn it, and now I lost power. Okay, so I have in fact lost power. Everything outside has not calmed down like at all. I did make a list to maybe try to calm myself down and just to, I don't know, bring a little humor to my circumstances. I thought I'd make a top 5 either apocalyptic or post-apocalyptic films of all time. Number 5 on my list is The Road with Viggo Mortensen. I will say that it's not a movie for everyone. It is a slow burn at times, but just trust me when I say that it's absolutely worth it. The movie takes place about 10 years after apocalyptic events, and we don't really ever find out what that was or what caused it. My father, played by Viggo Mortensen, and his son hit the road in hopes to find a better life. I think they're headed down south. Rumor has it that things are not quite as bad as it is where they are currently living. I absolutely love this movie. It's one of the most realistic apocalyptic movies that have ever been made, in my opinion. There's not much of civilization left. There's not really much of anything left in this world, and every single day is a day for survival for this father and his son, from anarchy and also cannibalism. I mean, can you imagine just seeing this man and his son survive with nothing? Is super intense. It's thrilling, it's suspenseful, it's a story that's delivered perfectly with realism and emotion, and it's definitely one not to forget, especially because it seems like something that could actually be happening, especially right now. Okay, so the power did come on, and I tried to turn the TV on, and this is all that I can get. It's just static and white noise. I am planning on leaving the TV on just in case something happens that maybe explains what exactly is that's going on. Number 4 on my list is actually one that a lot of people might consider cheese. Number 4 on my list has got to go to Waterworld. This film takes place in a future where ice caps have completely melted, and because they have melted, the whole entire world is completely covered in water. There's actually some really cool scenes where Kevin Costner will swim underwater, and you can see what is left of what used to be big cities. So many years have gone by that some people have never even seen land, and some people don't even believe that land ever existed. There's a little girl that might have the answers to everything, which means the bad guys known as smokers want to get a hold of her, and Kevin Costner, who by the way has special abilities of his own, shows up to rescue her. The movie is absolute fun. It is cheesy at times, but it never takes itself too seriously. And every time I watch this movie, I can't help but think about how fun it is and how cool the whole entire plot is. Waterworld also reminds me of a franchise that I'm going to talk about next for number 3. Number 3 on my list has to go to Mad Max Fury Road, and the reason it has to go right after Waterworld is because they kind of go hand in hand. They're very similar to each other, actually go very well together, and I would highly recommend a double feature night of Waterworld and Mad Max Fury Road, or even Road Warriors. So you're not not going to believe this, but I lost power again. It's actually been on and off for the past 30 minutes. But let's not let any negativity get in the way. Let's keep going with the list. Mad Max Fury Road is number 3 on my list, and it's the 4th installment in the Mad Max universe. In this world, there has been some sort of energy crisis, and the world has pretty much dried up, and the only thing that matters is gas and oil. Mad Max really is a fun franchise, and even though there's 4 of them, they don't really have anything to do with one another, aside from Max, of course. Every single movie is kind of like a chapter in Max's life, him trying to survive the chaos that the world has become. I would say part 2, Road Warrior, is actually the best out of the trilogy, and I love the fact that George Miller waited 30 years to come back to do a 4th one. It's very obvious that in this 4th one, Fury Road, George Miller was able to do everything that he wished he could have done back then. Mad Max Fury Road actually kind of feels like a remake of Road Warrior, but it's escalated to a whole entire new level. It's a pure adrenaline rush with a great emotional story all mixed in. The power is cut back on, but I figured it might be a better idea to just keep all of the lights off. It's now like 3:30 in the morning. There's a lot going on outside, and I'm thinking if I keep the lights down, then maybe I won't grab too much attention to the house. I do want to keep the TV on just in case anything does come back on. Movie number 2 for favorite apocalyptic movies of all time has to go to This Is the End. A lot of you guys already know that I am a sucker for Seth Rogen, and this movie is absolutely no exception. Seth Rogen, Jonah Hill, James Franco, Craig Robinson, and a bunch of other people are at a huge celebrity house party whenever the apocalypse starts. The world is literally coming to an end. Some people die and go to hell, but a few other ones do get the privilege of being sucked into heaven. Seth Rogen and a bunch of his friends have no choice but to lock themselves in James Franco's mansion during the last days of existence, which is like the true test of friendship. And even though the main events of the movie are catastrophic, it still manages to find a way to be one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. It's written and directed by Seth Rogen, and it just captures everything so perfectly well that even though I've never seen the devil, and even though I've never gotten a glimpse of heaven, I can't help but think that maybe they got everything right. I mean, who knows? Maybe the devil does have a giant dick. And maybe, just maybe, there is weed in heaven. Okay, so I'm in the laundry room right now, and things are just not, they're not getting better, and I'm starting to think that maybe it's not the best idea that I stay here. I wish I can get a hold of someone. My favorite apocalyptic movie, number 1 on this list, has got to go to, hands down, The Matrix. The Matrix takes place in a futuristic world where something that might just be beyond artificial intelligence has completely taken over the world. Because machines have destroyed most of the world and have completely taken over it, humans that have survived have no choice but to live underground and prepare themselves for what is the biggest war in history. Man versus machine. The scary thing about the Matrix is that not all humans have survived the takeover. Most humans are actually slaves to the machines and are somehow used as batteries. Human bodies are used as energy for the machines, and the thing that sucks is that these bodies, these human slaves, don't know that they're slaves because their mind is linked to the Matrix, which makes them believe that they are living a perfectly normal modern life, when in reality they are hooked up to a bunch of machines. It is a lot to take in when watching this movie and trying to comprehend everything that is happening, but it really is one of the smartest movies that I've ever seen in my life. I honestly couldn't recommend the movie enough. It's well written, it's perfectly put together. To be honest with you, the whole entire trilogy is honestly really, really good. Can't stay here anymore. I hope you guys enjoyed my top 5. I really gotta get out of here right now. I'll see you guys around.